What up, y'all? We're back for episode 102 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. Our guest, that skinny guy, today. So let's see if we can get him. Okay, just sent the invite. What's up, everybody? What's going on?
Yo, what's going on?
Man, just trying to get like you, man. How you doing?
No, I'm trying to be on your level, man.
Yeah, man, I was struggling, man. Why you take all the shoes off the page?
So, actually, hold on. Let me turn my fan off. So, I'm actually restructuring my page so I wanted to show, I don't know, I didn't have structure to it, so I wanted to restructure it and do it a certain way. So, everything's coming back on or whatever. And I want to take brand new pics too. So,
Got you, because you got some shit, man. I have to
man,
say.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I don't feel like I have enough, but that's every sneakerhead's play, right? So I need more, but.
I got you. Well, um, I guess before we get into it, you mind introducing yourself to everybody who's in here?
Uh, what's up, everybody? My name's Jason, but I go by that skinny guy. Uh, Formerly from Cleveland, Ohio, but now I'm in the D. Uh, but yeah, so just been a sneakerhead for as long as I can remember, honestly. So just repping Cleveland, and living here in Michigan.
Got you. All right. Well, we both relocated.
Yes, sir.
In NC. How do you like it in Detroit?
Not gonna lie to you, I needed to change the scenery, and it's been awesome so far. I love it. So yeah, NC. I've never been to NC. I hear it's nice though.
Yeah, it's nice. Yard upkeep is a little bit of a challenge, but other than that, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I ain't got a yard yet, but hopefully soon.
Like compared to being in Cleveland, man, and the yards I had there, like it's sunny here every single day. So that grass, man, it's like I got the grass damn near every week. So
Yo, yeah, thank God I'm in a townhouse, so I ain't got to worry about it just yet. So
I feel it. Well, before we get into the actual meat and potatoes of the show, I do have to ask, what's the most positive thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic started?
uh, I like being around people, and I think that it's weird because I'm an extrovert and I'm an introvert, so I could be in the house all the time, or I could be out and I could be around people and like I can be in the midst of people or whatever. Like that'd be perfectly comfortable. But when you don't have an option to do, you just have to be in the house. I think that really just kind of, you know, you just kind of miss being around people. You kind of miss, like, I like going to the malls. I like just kind of being around people. I like, hell, being a sneakerhead is kind of hard being a sneakerhead if you can't go nowhere and like, rock your kicks anywhere. So yeah, like that, it just made it where like, you have to like look at life and everything and you just have to like, take everything serious, like sneakers is a hobby, but like living and like, life and like just people around us, that's real life, man. And it's like, you have to take it serious, take care of your bodies, and just take care of yourself. So that's pretty much what the most I got out of it was I just miss being around people. So when I got the chance to, get back out and we just start coming back out, it felt awesome.
Got you. Now we are both from the wonderful, wonderful place, Cleveland, Ohio, the land.
216
But
all day.
all right, now what area of Cleveland are you from?
Well, I graduated Maple Heights, but for the last like maybe 10 years, I was in Lakewood.
Wow. Okay, the
Yeah.
west side. Okay.
I started, have to the west. I love it over there. I'm not gonna lie to you. Before I left, if I was still in Cleveland, I would still be in Lakewood. Easy, like easy.
Okay. Yeah. So, um, okay, Maple. Spent a lot of time in Maple Heights. I used to run that record exchange for about 6 years. So, yeah, that a lot of good times there.
With the one on Warrensville Center.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Like,
yeah, across from
Giant.
Southgate. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's there from '02 to '08.
Dude, one thing I can say is that you are spot on with your years and dates, and I can't tell you what I did. I can't give you a date on nothing that I don't know. You are. That's one thing I like about you is you know the dates, you know months, you know years. I don't know none of that.
Nah, man. I don't know why that is. I'm weird with numbers. Like, if you tell me your number, I'll just remember it. Like, it's just one of them things. Like, but yeah, Maple. I'm from Shaker Heights, but Maple is like a special place in my
Oh
heart.
yeah,
All them years of being at the Record Exchange. Well, technically CD Game Exchange, but you know what I mean. It's the
yeah,
same story.
yeah, yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. Now, I usually start off with sneaker origins. So what was like your first sneaker moment or memory you remember?
So I was in second grade, and remember the Kmart down there on Broadway. It was a Kmart, and it was a TNT Fashion next to it.
Yeah, it was a big
That
K bar.
right, yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
So we went. My mom took us there, and me and my brother, she took us there to go get some shoes. And like my brother, he was like, no, I want these because Scottie Pippen was his favorite player. So he picked a pair of Flights that had like the 33 on the side, and like I'm just like, he got the white ones, and so I was like, let me get the black ones. The kid that worked there, he was a teenager. He don't know that he changed my life forever, but he was like, you don't want to get the same shoes as your brother, do you? Man, look at these. And so he picked up a pair of shoes and handed them to me. And I'm like, this is Scottie Pippen's teammate. Mind you, I wasn't really big in the basketball or nothing like that. So I'm like, okay. He like, yeah, these Michael Jordans or whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. I wore them to school the next day. And like when I say everybody was just like, oh my God, those are hard, those are so dope. I'm just like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
To this day, still I have to have it in my collection. Like I got a beat down pair, but I got a pretty good pair. But it was the Air Jordan 7 Bordeaux.
Mm.
And when I say like everybody was losing it, I'm like, damn, these is kind of okay. I thought it was cool, but everybody was losing it, and I'm just like, all right. And from there, it was just like, yeah, you don't got to be like your brother, because me and my brother will kind of wear like the same stuff, because like we're like a year apart, but we wear the same stuff. If he got a black pair, I got the white pair. He got but he was like, no, like you ain't got to wear the same shoes, your brother. I'm like, all right, well, okay, cool. Well, and he handed me those, and ever since then it was like, pave your own lane and just kind of do what you want to do and like get what you like and like kind of just figure out what you into. So from that point going forward, it was like it was the way I felt when like I thought they was cool shoes, but like just the way I felt when people were like, yo, those are crazy, like those are whatever. I'm like, oh shit. From that point going forward, like sneakers really just, and it's actually my dude who actually he's on here. He stayed right across the street from me, and he had like I would say like when I had those, I'm like, all right, cool. I felt like this feeling of whatever, like wearing these sneakers. But then he stayed across the street from me, and he had all the Jordans, all the everything, and I'm like all the Air Maxes, and it's like I could just remember like I want sneakers so bad. Like, of course, we didn't grow up with a ton of money, but it was like first chance I get, I know I'm about to just start copping like crazy. And 14 going on, like, when I got my first job, it's been a wrap ever since. Not to mention, me, my brothers, my dad, we all got this. I guess we got it from our dad. My dad is like 5'8", but I'm like 6'3", but we all wear 9.5. Our feet stopped at 9.5. So my feet stopped growing in like early middle school. So pretty much, whatever I cop, I still got shoes from middle school. So it's like, pretty much like I could just keep going and like not have to like toss anything. So yeah, it was like that moment, Air Jordan Bordeaux, my very first sneaker that actually like made an impact or whatever like that. Like, so my first pair of Jordans was the Air Jordan 7 Bordeaux.
And you got these from the TNT on Broadway by the railroad tracks. Okay.
Yep.
Right. That's
Yep.
probably the Yeah, I've probably been in the least. I've been there, but I don't think I've ever bought a pair of shoes there. But uh, that's a good spot. A lot of people, even now, don't even know that that's like a little go to.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
a lot of because if it
I
sell
don't know
out, they
what's
might.
going on over there. I haven't been over there in a while, but I know that of course Kmart isn't operating anymore. But yeah, I don't know. That whole area is kind of yeah. But
Well, how long have you been away from the city?
I actually just moved to Detroit. Actually, almost exactly a year ago, like the end of August, early September. So yeah, it's been about a year.
Okay, yeah, because I've only been gone from Cleveland for 2,
Right,
so
right.
you
Yeah, I
know,
peaked when you moved or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, North Carolina. It's a lot of sneakerheads out there, so
yeah, it's different down here as far as the terms of sneaker buying, but I have to ask you, back in the day, I know you mentioned TNT when you started copping at 14. Where were like your go-to spots to grab the kicks from? If you don't mind me asking.
so we moved to Maple Heights when I was 13, 14. And so where we stayed at was right there. You know where the Marathon gas station is, right there on Warrensville Center, like right by the freeway. So
Yeah.
my street was Fairway, which is right behind that.
Okay.
So I could walk to the mall, and I would I would walk to the mall. Like I would get paid, and working at Jog Lake, you know how they have the shuttle that would take us back and forth. Man,
Yeah.
don't let me get an off day. I was at the mall, just copping like crazy. So that or at Southgate, maybe like maybe a little store up there. But for the most part, I was running a Randall any chance I got.
Yeah. Now I am gonna say this since we're talking about Maple Heights, Southgate, like the TNT there, and it was different from the other TNTs. The black dude owned it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it would be for the good, and sometimes it wouldn't, as far as the love show. Because if I went to East Cleveland, or if I went, when TNT used to be downtown on they had two. They had one on Euclid and one right around the corner on East Fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Like deals on top of deals. Like I miss the days. Oh
Yeah.
man. And old Next, what Next was, not necessarily what they are, but what they
Right.
were.
Yeah.
So, oh man. Okay, okay. Now, when did you come out of Maple?
Oh 03.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's right in the middle of the throwback era. Okay. Okay.
Like,
So,
yeah, oh 03. I'm gonna throw that oh 03 real quick. Oh 03.
man, that was a good time. That was a good time.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of any of those throwbacks. They're all too long. They look like dresses, but I just can't.
Man.
I get them tapered or something. Okay. Okay.
You get a
Well,
90s party or something like that, you'll be straight. Or a 2000 party, you'll be all right.
true, true. Now, when you were going to Maple, aside from Air Force Ones, was there any other shoe that was kind of like your go-to back then?
It was weird. I can't say I was going through like a gothic phase, but I was wearing all black a lot, and I was wearing and I hooped. So like I wore like a lot of maybe like again I tried not to dress like everybody else. Now it was some heavy hitters in the school, like Aaron Hollins or whatever like that, and of course he was an upper classman. So I'm walking through the halls, him, Namir, like the other cats that was like the popular crowd. These cats was rocking like sneakers that like I'm like whoa, okay, like they up there like. And so by the time I became a junior senior, like I'm wearing like stuff that people like like that's when like the customs and stuff like that was kind of like they weren't really considered fugazi or whatever like that. I had maybe a couple pair of those, but yeah, like I was wearing like Pippins and stuff like that. Like I wore mostly black, and I even to this day, I don't really like mostly white shoes. Not for real, but yeah, like I didn't. Everybody has their like had a pair of forces. I think I copped a pair every like other week or whatever. But yeah, like for the most part, yeah, like I was trying to wear anything that was basketball related, anything that I could hoop in or whatever. Like Iverson's, and that's when Iverson had his line out, his like actual like, and oh yeah, just copping different stuff like that or whatever like that, wearing hoop shorts, trying to wear like all black, trying to be gangster, but I was skinny as hell, so I looked I just look like a baller. So it was just like, you know, why not? It fit the aesthetic, you know.
Yeah. So I do remember being around during that time at work. A lot of people had the first variants and the first fakes.
Yeah.
Stores that sold them. You know, it was one. I can't remember the name of it. It was this one spot. They used to have like the Louis Vuitton J's. It was in the same plaza as the Record Exchange. It wasn't Urban Revolution because that
I
came
know what
later.
you're
But it was,
talking about. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
they had the Louis Vuitton 11s, but they were like $400. They were like $400. I'm like,
Oh
for
yeah, they was
real?
watching us back then, and we was feeding into it. We was on it, and it's like, man, what?
Ever since Jadakiss was in the Knock Yourself Out video.
No, that's what.
Oh man, never the same after. Oh man, man. So, all right, with moving ahead a little bit, as you got a little older, um, what were some of the spots, kind of like after Randall closed in '08? What were some of the spots you hit, you know, then?
I did a lot of online shopping, and so a
Okay.
lot of stuff was coming to the house. Like even now, it's rare that I'll go in a store and purchase. I mean, I'll go to the mall and kick it and stuff like that, but it's rare that I'll actually purchase a shoe like in store, like because I thrift a lot. So like now anyway, but back then, like I think that it was more online shopping than anything. So and that was around the time that like I'm wearing dunks and stuff like that, but of course it wasn't like huge or nothing like that. So I'm like, I think even my first pair of SB dunks. I had no clue why the tongue was so fat, but I'm just like, hey, this is kind of dope, you know. Like, all right, like it was the Aqua Chalks actually, and so
Ooh.
I copped them and like loved them, so comfortable. But I'm just like, I don't know why they're like I'm thinking they must be fake. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on with the tongue. Like, the tongue is fat as hell, but I'm like, hey, you know, I'll still wear them, whatever. So I kind of just did that. eBay, probably back then, even till now, I'm an eBay head. Like, I find deals because I got really small feet. So it's like, you can find a 9.5 anywhere. So, yeah, so like a lot of online shopping. I tried to stay in the mall a lot, you know, and I tried to, you know, see what I could see. But a lot of times I would find like I'm a bargain type of guy. I'll spend the money on something, but I also like if I can find it cheap, I'm gonna get it cheap. So yeah, I think I did a lot of online eBay stuff.
Jason, we're almost exactly the same.
Dude, yo,
Almost the same. Because it's the same. Even now, like, I'll go to see what's hot, but it's rare for me to go in the store and buy a shoe at face value without it being deep discounted or some sort of sale or I got a discount. So I'm with you.
Last time I purchased I got my daughter like, well, my daughter would prefer to be like barefoot. Like my daughter's wild, but I got her a pair of Forces. I got her a pair of like Como de Garcon Chucks, and she was like, "Oh, okay, okay, all right." I'm like, "Yeah, okay," and I'm like, "All right, baby, whatever." That's the last 2 pair of shoes I bought in the store. Other than that, I got her like some Panda Dunks, cause they restocked for like the 12th time, and like I was finally able to get a pair of her size, so I got her those. But yeah, I don't like going into the. I like going to the store just to like, you know, just to see what I can see. But for the most part, I'm gonna have the shit sent to me.
Yeah. I will say, because my one homie was like surprised that I still go in a store well, I'm always gonna call it DTLR Villa. It's Villa
Right.
to me. You know, when I was working there, it was Villa. But Villa and Jimmy Jazz, you know, a lot of times they have Nike stuff that is not even on the Nike site. Like you got to for it to come up. So I'll still look for like the apparel, but like if it's not on sale, it's not happening.
Oh yeah, it's just like nah. Because
Yeah.
at this point, I have so many options. Why would I pay like retail or pay something when it's a good chance that I'm probably not going to touch these for a while. Like I know that anything I get, it go on my feet within an hour. It come in from the mail. I open them, relace them real quick. They going on feet right then and there. Unless I gotta like clean them or something like that or do something, they going on feet, and I'm leaving the house. So
yeah, my wife was clouded me because I wore the taxis today, and they just came yesterday. She's like, God, I mean,
I
you
seen
know,
the pic. They crazy. Damn, yo. How's the quality on those? What?
um, I'll say I hate when people like this is shattered backboard quality. But I remember how good those were.
Okay.
It's maybe a cut below that because those had a really distinct smell with the leather.
Oh,
So
okay.
those didn't smell like that, but they're still a solid, to me, B plus as far as
Okay.
quality. So it's definitely better than some of the other ones that have come out in the last couple years.
Okay. Yeah.
You know. But yeah, she was clowning me. She was like, damn, that's like damn near wearing it out the store. You always be hating on people wearing it out the store. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Because she's actually visiting up there. Well, she's in Cleveland. So she had saw it on Instagram and was clowning me via text. It was funny, but I had to take it because normally I'd be talking shit like, damn, you about to wear them already? So I appreciate somebody else doing that. You know what I'm saying? It makes me, I'm like,
Believe me, instantly. Unless they gotta get cleaned or something like that, which I like cleaning my shoes or whatever. But yeah, if I could take them off and like just relace them real quick, they getting on feet within an hour and we out. Come on, So that's so.
yeah. And the love of thrifting is definitely something we also have in common. I miss Cleveland, thrift wise, because down here it's cool. The Plato's Closets are better down here than just the one in Lyndhurst. All the other ones suck at home to me, but the thrifting is a lot harder because there are certain places at home where I know if I go there, I know I'm finding something. Like if I go to Savers on Lakeshore or Savers on the West Side, I know I'm going to find something.
For Avalon, I live in Avalon. Like they know me by name when I go in Avalon. Like I think 60% or maybe 75% of my closet is Avalon. Like it's weird because I found my grill in there. My favorite basketball sneaker of all time, Adidas T-Mac 1, black and blue colorway.
Wow.
I found them in my size, 9.5, $30.
Yeah.
I was like, you have to be fucking kidding me. Like, you have to be kidding. They're in perfect. They're actually, I'm in my daughter's room right now, but they're actually sitting right here, perfect condition. It's weird. I'm using, if you see like my daughter's closet, half of it is like overflow of like shoes that, so, but yeah, like, I don't even really wear them like that because, I don't know, I just haven't really had the chance to, but at the same time, my favorite basketball shoe ever, and I found it $30 in Avalon. Easy. I don't think it's an easy cop.
Yeah. When Avalon was in its prime, like 2013 to like 17, when I was, on Coventry at Next, I would live in there, like you said. I would be in there all the time. I found I had a find like that. I found my retro carnivores in there, and they were like $20. You know what I mean? This before, to me, what killed Avalon was the Instagram. Once they started
true.
heavy, it was like you trying to call. It was like being on the sneakers app. Like
exactly. Yeah, it's not happening. Because you know that they had the one in Lakewood, which was right down the street from me. So I would live in there, and that's where I would find. I actually got my my Aqua 8s, $30. They were crisp. They were clean. They were $30.
Yeah.
They just didn't have insoles in them. And I'm like, I got a million shoes. I could throw an insole in them. That's nothing. $30.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. It's the last time I went in there because they have different managers and it's just different than how it was.
Yeah.
Focusing more so on vintage, but a couple of people who used to work at Avalon have like their own store.
Yeah.
My dude Mario got his Fit Exchange, so I got to check that out next time I come home. But yeah. What's sneaker wise? Is there anything you miss about Cleveland sneaker thrift wise as opposed to the D?
Actually, here in Detroit, it's like because I used to always think that Cleveland and Detroit were like the same size and everything, and I'm out here and I'm like, oh, it's not even close, but it's just Detroit is beat the hell up. But yeah, like so, out here it's way more opportunities to get sneakers and things like that compared to like at home where that in Cleveland we get a very limited amount. So unless you know somebody, it's like it's scarce. Here there's more because it's considered a big city. So even though half of the damn city looks like East Cleveland, it's like they still got you can still they get kicks everywhere. They get like more of what we don't get in Cleveland. So and it's refreshing to see that like I went somewhere that if I want something, it's a little easier to get it. Like it's still hard to like depending on the sneaker, it's probably gonna be hard no matter what. But moving here, I'm bumping into people that got connections that so it's like okay, all right, like they like if you want this, I'm like y'all gonna get them what like actually, yeah, it ain't like a secret or nothing like that. It ain't you don't gotta join a secret society just to get a pair of off-whites or something like that. It's like it's a little easier. So I do appreciate that about living here.
Yeah, that I feel about Next and Social Status have a lot of similarities. I mean, when I first time I went to Social Status, it even smelled like Next.
Right.
It's crazy. It's like being at home, but and I'm not downing them. I know Zach is in here now, so I'm not down Next, but it is easier to shop at Social Status because, like you said, you don't have to join a secret society to get the shoes. You could just get the shoes. Some shoes are raffle. All right, you win the raffle. Usually, if you go in store to do it, usually you win. I've never not won if I went in. The only thing that sucks about Social Status is that even if you live in the area, which is too near me, they still have to ship the shit to you. You still got to pay for shipping. So that's the only thing. It's like, man, I'm 30 miles away. I just can't come get it. So yeah. But yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that it's easy up there. So what do they wear up there that's different than what we would do at home? Or is
it's
there?
Different. Oh, it's different. Like Adidas is heavy out here. Like Adidas and they wear top 10s like that's the white forces out here. Like oh yeah. And everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody wears Yeezys. Everybody got Yeezys. Like so Adidas is heavy out here, and Puma is also pretty heavy out here too. In Cleveland, like we kind of stick to Jordan's forces, like and maybe Yeezys, the simple stuff, the known stuff. Here, nah, Adidas is, and it's not like everybody isn't running around wearing shell toes like the typical stuff. They're wearing top 10s and different things like that, but Adidas is heavy out here, so that was a culture change to see that like they really take Adidas serious.
Yeah, is the Forum as big out there as the top 10, or is the top 10 kind of first?
I'm seeing no matter where you at, you in the hood, you in the suburbs, no matter where you at, you kind of see somebody either wearing a dip down pair of top 10s, or you see somebody wearing like a crispy pair. Like you normally see those a lot. You really don't see anybody wearing like well, everybody wears different type of Adidas, but yeah, Adidas is pretty much, and of course Yeezys is like crazy out here, but top 10s is like the thing out here. So yeah.
Now, when I used to manage at the Foot Locker in Richmond, it was my last job before we moved here. Now, Richmond was like a shell of itself when I was there, but we used to get a lot of. It would be a lot of dudes from Detroit that would come through there and buy, because we would have at one point we had at least 15 colorways of the top 10, and they were all like bucks, except for the white, blue, and red one. That one was always regular.
Right.
dudes was in for it. So yeah, yeah, okay, okay.
That's another thing too, is that actually all the malls here are thriving because in Cleveland, like everything is like what Richmond was the last one that just kind of like took a nosedive. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
Randall, all the malls here are actually pretty big, and they got a mall here. I don't know if you're familiar with Somerset, which is what Beechwood wish it was, but yeah, like it,
But it's
crazy,
better. Yeah,
much better, a million times better, but.
yeah.
And all the malls out here are thriving, and they're everywhere. So it's like I think that's dope too. Is that even though like we rag on Detroit for like you know looking like fucking Shadow City or whatever. Like it for the most part, they got the malls everywhere, and they're all big, they're all thriving or whatever like that. And yeah, like you can. So simple stuff like Adidas or whatever like that, you can get that anywhere. Like that's not hard to get anywhere. But yeah, like for the most part, all their malls are thriving here. So I think that's one of the things that I actually enjoy. I still haven't even hit all the malls here. I go to like Somerset, uh, Great Lakes Crossing, places like that. But I'm not. I haven't hit all the other ones or whatever. So I still got other stuff to check out. So, but they got a lot going on here.
Got you, got you. Yeah. Okay, okay. So before we kind of go to talking about the state of the game currently,
Mm-hmm.
how often do you come, back home since you're so
I
close?
come back often. My daughter still lives in Cleveland, so I'm I'm always there to bother her, pick her up, bring her back here, or just it, if it's anything for school or whatever. It's 2 hour drive. It's nothing. I do that in my sleep. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm back often. So I'm normally just for a couple hours, but yeah, I'm back pretty often.
yeah. Like driving from here, driving there, it's about 8 hours. It still just basically takes. It's like working a shift at work. You know what I mean? So it's not that long to get here, but I wish it was 2 hours because I would always be back. Like, well, coming
Yeah,
back.
I could do that in my sleep. 8 hours. That's I'll go ahead and jump on Spirit for that one, and I'll take that that hour flight.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, as far as the game current, obviously everything has changed a bit because of the pandemic. The whole world has changed. Sneakers have definitely been affected. What do you feel like is the biggest change? Or not? You know what? I'll ask like this: when did you realize that the shoe game was different because of the pandemic?
Ugh. I don't know. I honestly think that the game was, or like the shoe game period was just starting to kind of get weird before the pandemic. So I think the pandemic, if nothing else, just kind of like gave it a Botox injection and just kind of made it like kind of inflated it instantly like more like because at this point people can't come out, we can't go anywhere to do stuff. So now it just kind of made, like you said, like with Appleline, Instagram pretty much kind of, as much as like you would go in there and see like stuff that you may want, it still kind of ruined it because it's like at this point, before you can even get there or do whatever, it's gone. So pretty much they made it where 100% of it is going to be strictly this way, and like it was already kind of going in a weird direction. So like the pandemic didn't do anything but just kind of heighten that and just kind of made it where like all right, like we can, if people just kind of stuck to certain things when it came to like the pandemic, you can't come outside and do anything. So you got people like Steve who like who just start killing it doing tattoos. You got people like like people who had their niche. It just kind of heightened what they did at that point, because at that point you can't come outside to like congregate. You got to figure it out elsewhere. So everybody would kind of go into a secluded thing to kind of figure it out. The shoe game just kind of, like I said, it felt like it was just not, because the shoe game never gonna fall off, but it just went in a direction where like, all right, everything has to be 100% like internet, and you got to kind of figure it out like that. That I feel like really hurt the game a little bit for real. Like especially for like people who wanted to collect. Like if I wanted to get like actually it even now, like if you want to get a simple pair of shoes, they're about to be on what, the 12th restock of Pandas. Like they already, it's like the Pandas. It's like that's the new Air Force Ones now. So it's like I don't know. The pandemic really just kind of pushed us in a weird direction. But hell, I think even now going forward, as of right now, it looks like it's starting to kind of even out though. But yeah, like the pandemic, I feel like pushed the internet too hard on everybody, which was like a negative effect on us.
Nah, I feel it. I always say because to me when it first started, it hadn't really changed too much, but that Flint 13 changed everything because it was the first. That's like a regular shoe, and I couldn't get it.
When which shoe?
The Flint 13 when it came out, right when it opened back up. Because it's when you hear something is full family, you're like, oh well, this shouldn't be too hard to get because it's
right
full family. But it kind of goes with what you said. Everything was online still, so it made it that much harder to get them. Where if they'd have just been in store, probably wouldn't have been that bad. So I definitely agree with you there. So what is on your radar for like the rest of this year?
I definitely need the Chicago ones. I'm back and forth about the Chicago 2s, but I think I posted a picture of me wearing mine. I put it in my story, I think like a week or so ago. Like, I love those, but those are low-key dick. So I'm like, I think I do need another, like that crispy pair. I like them, but I think a must-have has to be like the Chicago ones. I need those. Like I need those. Like for real. So I can't really think of anything else that's coming out this year that everything that I seen that even looked somewhat interesting may have been like, because I stopped looking at shoes and be like, I want that, or I got to get that, or whatever. When the ones and the twos kind of, I was like, damn, because I've been really trying my best to kind of like slow down. But of course, as a sneakerhead, it's like slowing down just means like, like I'll just buy like, like I'll just get 100 this year and like not like I want to do 300 this year. Like I'll slow it down a little bit. Because I just caught like 2 pairs that I absolutely do not need, but I got them. But yeah, the only shoes that I absolutely need, I definitely need the Chicago ones. I actually can't think of what else is coming out this year. Yeah, I can't think of anything else for the rest of this year. Just those 2.
Yeah. Let's see here. Zach said Cardinal 7s. Cardinal 7s?
Oh, the Cardinals?
Yeah, they're supposed to come out in November, allegedly.
Oh, I thought that was next year. Okay.
Yeah, what are you saying? Chrome 6s. They're making the black and Chrome 6 a high top.
Yeah.
Allegedly, they're going to bring out the LeBron 4 Fruity Pebbles so it can just become a regular shoe like all these other exclusive LeBron. For me, I mean, yes, I need a new pair of Chicago's. I would like a new pair of white and black and red 2s as well, Chicago 2s. I'm really interested to see what they do with the LeBron 2 as a retro. Just because.
Oh, yeah. I seen the white and gold. Those are tough.
Yeah.
Those are tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
I need to see with them. I'm interested to see what they're priced at. They were only $125 back in 0405, so I'm wondering. They've kind of overpriced some of the LeBron retros, making the Big Bangs $240. A little much.
10 times out of 10, that's going to be a $200 shoe. That LeBron's have been just smacking everybody over the head like lately, like 200. Even his newest one. What's the price on the? Do you know what the price is going to be on the new ones that's coming out? The low top.
200. 200. No bubble. No, not as much tech, but
it looks like a Warriors or something like that, like a takedown. One of his like takedown models. It looked like one of those, I mean, they're pretty dope, but I'm like, ooh, 200, okay.
Yeah, and it was so much tech. I know he didn't really care for the 19 that much. He didn't really play in it, but if I'm scaling down the tech, I was hoping that they would also scale down the price. But you know, Zach is saying 215 for LeBron twos, 215.
Damn. Yep. I told you. I figured that. And you know what? I hope they come out with the All-Star games for those, because I have the black, white, and red, and I think the white and blue. Did I have white and blue? I know I have the white, black, and red, but I want the All-Stars of those.
Yeah, I'm also hoping that, because there were only three, those three when they came out.
Yeah.
They had that birthday one, but that wasn't like no regular release, so I don't really count that. But I'm hoping that they come out with some of the PEs and some of the other pairs. Just, would really be cool if they came out with that animal pair with like the animal.
Man. Yo, those is crazy.
I remember when he posted them on Instagram years ago when he was still on the Heat. I'm like, the fuck,
right?
So
you need to do a shock drop of those. Those would be hard. And I think the purple generations, the ones that he wore, like the all purple joints.
With suede, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Some of the LeBron, I seen your LeBron's collection, man. Jesus Christ. I went through a time where I guess I was like recreating myself or whatever, and like I was just like, I don't know if I want to be a sneakerhead no more or whatever. And I sold almost all of my LeBrons. Then like instantly I was like, man, what the fuck am I doing? Like, yo, like what? Like I need my LeBrons back. Like I got like a couple of the ones that like I wanted back. I only got like I think 6 or 7 now. So I sold the majority of them, and yeah, regretted it instantly. So.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about LeBron's and your size is that you wear something under a size 11. So to me, right. LeBron's to get your size. Even if you got some of those old pairs back, they might only be 80 or under, right. Probably even. But once you get past size 11, LeBron's get weird, man. The prices.
Oh, yeah.
Like my wife wears 8.5, 9, and some of the steals and deals I've seen her get on LeBron's, I just be looking at her like, all right. But nah. Yeah, man. Well, what direction would you like to see your collection go, in the future?
It's weird because I would always say that, like, I want to cut my collection down to a solid 20 that, like, I can just kind of, like, rotate. Every time I say it, it's as I'm bringing in like another like 2-3 pair of shoes like per week or whatever like that. So it's like I say it, but I think that I really I'm like really addicted to the thought of having options, and that just makes it where like with you switch it up. Like you ain't just wearing Jordans like like all month or whatever. You can go back throw on some Chucks or like some crazy Chucks nobody's seen, or like or that's old or whatever, or throwing some Reeboks or throw on. It's like having the options or whatever. Like I don't feel limited, to like one thing or one type of shoe. So I say that, but I think that I like the way my collection is going because I just keep finding random stuff like. I found the diamond turfs or whatever. So, matter of fact, hold on. Is it right here? So, of course, doing my eBay shopping, I found these for like 30, and I found these for 20. They're like 19. Like it was a steal. So of course, I don't know if you hip to concession stand back in Cleveland, where
yeah.
So super cool guys or whatever. Shout out to them. I would go there all the time, and like the reason why they were like so cheap because the sole was like super yellow, and I guess whoever like people who had them all they had to do was just clean the shoe, and they had a perfectly good shoe, and like. of course, actually, this was like a grill. I needed these, and I need the first diamond turfs too. But this pair was like a grill. I needed them. $30. This one was like $20 or whatever. And it's like the more that like I keep running across stuff, it's just like I keep saying I want to cut down so I can actually filter through like my collection. But it's like I'm actually just becoming like content with the fact that that's probably not going to be the case, and I'm just going to like have to just be random and just kind of, you know what, because I it's dope. Like I actually want to ask you that as far as like when you have such a crazy collection, I'm gonna probably have to ask Zach too. Like, do
Zach
you
ain't
just
got
stand in your closet and be like, "What the fuck?" like you just stand there like, "Damn, oh shit!" Like, you know,
yeah.
like how do you be like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna wear today. Because sometimes you'll wear some crazy like a pair of like crazy Reeboks or something like that. Like, what made you like say, you know what, I'm gonna pick that shoe?
Well, sometimes it will be like, I'll be honest. I mean, I look at old sports all the time. So if I see some sort of highlight of like see a game Jordan's made, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna wear some threes tomorrow or something. But a lot of times it's just random. You know, what am I feeling? And I did it last week. I'm gonna start trying to do more themed weeks to try to have more fun with the shoes. But it just kind of varies. Like I was so happy football was back. That's what kind of inspired the football trainer week last week. But it just really kind of varies. Sometimes the weather comes into play. I mean, you know, us being from Cleveland, you know, if you know it's gonna snow all week. I used to have maybe about a 15 pair rotation of just sneakers that I was okay with wearing in the snow when I was boots.
I do the same. Sad, but yeah, I do the same.
Yeah, like my you know, nobody loved the 1.5 when it came out, and when they came out with the regular black and red ones and 16, I started wearing those 1.5s in the snow, and they still, you know, they still are holding up, you know.
No, that's because even though them goofy ass even though those were goofy, but like they're like the quality of them was still actually really good. It's just they were just a shoe that nobody would really want, you know. So
my cement forest from 2012 with the Jumpman, anything like that they made a better version of after the old one would just end up being a snowshoe.
pretty much.
Yeah, but yeah, to answer your question though, it's sometimes it's themed, but most of the time it's just random.
Yeah, I think that I'll be looking for inspiration. Like, damn, like, because I think that my most worn shoe. Matter of fact, I'll ask you that too. Like, do you have a most worn shoe this year? Because I didn't think I would, but mine actually ended up being the Jordan 4 Lightning. I don't know why I cannot stop wearing that damn shoe. It's a yellow ass shoe, but that shoe is so damn hard. I could wear it with damn near anything, and like, you know, within reason, of course, but I could wear it with damn near anything, and like it works, and so it's end up being my go-to. So yeah, that's my.
I feel you. Well, for me, I have two, and they're both Converses. I have a pair of white and gray Converse Weapon CXs. You know, the new weapons with the chunky bottom.
Yeah.
That's like a work shoe in the car. So that's probably my most worn shoe, even though I don't ever post them because they're pretty worn down. But
right.
The only shoe I've worn multiple times this year was my my Rick Owens Converse Weapons, the black with the cell bottom or whatever. Those are the only ones. Everything else has kind of been a one and done. But there are shoes that I want to wear, but a lot of times if I don't have an outfit in my head right away and I'm rushing, I just won't wear it.
Yeah. I have my go-tos or whatever. So what Zach say? Yep. I don't know. Like I ended up kind of falling into the croc game too. So I'm like, I I hated Crocs at first. I was like, ugh. But then like I actually ended up falling for them. Now I got the with the salad what's the name? Cranberry, whatever.
So, like,
I,
oh,
I think I got the green pair. Like I love Crocs. So it's like even though I just wear Crocs in the house, but it's like I don't know, it just feels weird like wearing Crocs outside. Like I don't know, like so I'll ask you this, and Zach, you can kind of comment in this as well. I look at if you're a sneakerhead like us, where we look at our closet a minute and we be like, man, yo, I have no clue. I look at Air Force Ones, like white Air Force Ones, as a cop out shoe. Like I don't even know why I have a pair in my closet anymore. Like I will never wear my Air Force Ones. Like for what? Like it's like it's almost like a dress shoe now. Like people go to the club, like let me throw on like let me get clean and throw on a fresh pair of white Forces. Like you just out running to like get something to eat or just out you running to the store and it's or I think that no matter what, I gotta throw on sneakers even if it's a store run. I don't care. Like something getting worn. Like something gonna happen. Like, you know, I'm not wearing a pair of Air Force Ones. And so I'm like, I got other type of Air Force Ones, but I'm like, I look at it like I got so many options. Why would I ever look at a pair of Air Force Ones and be like, you know what, I'm gonna decide you today? Never. That's never gonna happen. It's a cop out shoe. I don't know.
Just for clarity, you mean the all white or just any Forces?
No, all white.
Okay.
Because any other ones, it's like they're different. You know, white Forces, like that's different. Like if you don't got shit in your closet, even if you're not a sneakerhead, you at least got a pair of dirty Air Force Ones or something like that. But I'm saying like for us sneakerheads, like I just don't see myself ever like wearing them. You know, like and I have a pair. They're crispy as hell, and it's like I don't know why I have them. I will never wear them because it's like, what am I gonna do? Like I don't know. Like people wear it as dress shoes. They wear it to get like fresh or whatever like that. And I'm like, I got literally probably 200 other options that I feel like I need to filter through instead of this all white like Force. And I don't know. Maybe that's just my thoughts on it, but I look at like if you're a sneakerhead, because I know people that got like a couple pair of sneakers or whatever like that. Yeah, like throw that in your rotation or whatever. I have way too many options to even look at an Air Force One and be like, or all white Air Force One and be like, you know what? Yeah, today like you made the cut. No, no, like, and I don't know. Maybe that's just my thoughts, but I don't know. I look at it as a cop out shoe.
I feel that way, especially just years of working in shoe stores. If all you feel like you can wear are white Forces, then you probably can't dress. It's the same for, you know, I work for Converse now. Everybody just wants black and white Chucks. It's like, how do y'all not have these? You know what I'm saying?
like you should have 3 in your closet. Like,
yeah.
Like what?
So, but yeah. I feel it. I did wear a pair, but it was only because of the shirt I wore. Like I had it's a store similar to Avalon down here. One just actually opened in Cleveland. It's called Uptown Cheapskate. It's a similar kind of store.
Okay.
But it's in other states because we have them down here. And I found this shirt where it was Alice from Alice in Wonderland, but she was like snorting a line.
Okay.
And I wore the white Forces just because, you know.
Yeah, it's like white, you know, and just kind of a little reference, you know. If you get it, you get it.
But it was the only reason why, because I had a pair of Forces I had that I never wore, and it was from like 2018 or something. I just never wore them. I have a pair of high tops like that too. So I just like, well, I might as well wear them. Nobody would expect me to wear this, so I might as well wear it. But I feel you. I can feel you. So, man, this has been good, man. I really, really appreciate you being on here, man.
Bro,
you know,
dude, I always like I look at your pictures. I don't. It's not even just the sneakers or whatever. It's the photos or whatever, like the full body fits and like the way that you break down, like, yo, the shirt is from here, like the jeans is from there, and this, and I'm like, yo, like, I guess the detail that you put into it. But like you said, it's like your mind just pretty much just kind of just absorbs it, and you're particular about the way you put it out. I respect it because I look at what Zach is in here, like he could tell you, like, man, like sneakers just give you that like that feeling or whatever, and it's like it's just that's like I think your post was saying like this is like a hobby that you care about, and it's like sneakers just it's just to us it's important, so and it's poetry with it's like saying who you are without saying a word, and it just kind of like shows your personality. Of course, even with what you wear, like so like the way that you will visually put together your posts or whatever like that. No, I really appreciated them.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I really always, because like me and my friend Key, who I think she's in here, we do the show at the end of each month, the reach backs where we find our thrift finds, we show them, and our, I want to encourage everybody to just kind of, be about the what do I call it, the outfit architecture. Like that's one thing that's been kind of tough for me being down here, is since it's hot all the time. It's not hot all the time, but like at home, I would already be wearing a hoodie,
Right.
because certain stuff is like, I can't think of what to wear. I just wear a gray hoodie with it. It's kind of like the winter white tee.
Yeah.
So, I got to wait probably another month before I can even think about wearing a hoodie here.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. North here,
it's
yeah. The D, it's so cold in the D. I'll just say that
is it?
Yeah, this ain't it. Like right now, it's cool, but it's a typical bipolar ass like Cleveland weather. The same shit here in Detroit. You don't know what the hell is gonna happen in like the next hour. So I'm staying ready. I got on basketball shorts and a long sleeve. I'm prepared. So I'm just trying to figure it out. But it's the same. Like I get it.
Yeah, because I just normally I'd be pumped for October because it's like, well, I could break out these jackets. I might could wear this with this. Where, a lot of that stuff I really don't need here, but I still I'm like, man, never know. You know what I mean? Like so. Well, there anything else you want to go over before we sign off?
No, that's it, man. Thank you for having me.
Nah, man, thank you for being here, Jason. I really appreciate it, man. I didn't know that you had moved, man. I hope you enjoy it up there, man.
I love it. I'm back all the time though, but yeah, I'll stay in communication with you, man. Like I'll definitely be hitting up.
Sure, man. Well, thank you to everybody in these comments. This was episode 102 of Shorty Sneaker Conversations, and we will see you soon. Peace.